A BBC film crew has spent 2 years at Scotland Yard, following the day-to-day work of the paedophile unit.
The Detention of Children Act search warrant authorises you to search for indecent photographs of children.
He had a sinister interest in children. I'm going to see if I can get them to jump the queue and be viewed as a matter of urgency.
Oh, yeah, he admits taking them. He admits taking them and admits getting sexual gratification from them.
Most of the officers are assigned to a major investigation into a network of paedophiles who operated over a period of 30 years. Operation Doorknock started with the search of the home of a suspect. Keith Romig had a huge collection of child pornography, which was one of the most extensive ever seized by the unit. He was also hiding the collections of other paedophiles. Photographs belonging to his friend Julian Levine showing him assaulting young girls led to his arrest.
It's like a 16th century witch hunt. It used to be witch burning, it used to be witch dipping, it used to be McCarthyites hunting communists, Jews in Nazi Germany.
There were also indecent photographs of children taken by an unknown paedophile. After a nationwide search, Trevor Mellis was arrested. Mellis had a room which was a shrine to the 1940s child star Hazel Ascot. Romig, Levine and Mellis were all members of the otherwise innocent Hazel Ascot Appreciation Society.
Kids are laughing at us.
Okay.
They're laughing at us all. There's nothing they don't know.
All 3 suspects were released on bail while the investigation continued.
That's him. For the fact it's got to be him.
While working their way through Julian Levine's videotapes, a 4th suspect emerged. A picture sent to police around the country led to a possible identification.
As we describe it, the man in the video in the white dressing gown, that's what we're after. We've got strong grounds to believe that the man in the video is this Leslie Baldwin who lives in Notting Hill. It's quite strange really because it's a paedophile who wouldn't normally have a string of offences like this guy. But this guy's got previous for firearms, he's got previous for drugs, possession with intent to supply. We're taking a door entry team for the obvious reason that if he has been a drug dealer, I'm not too sure he's going to answer the door when we go, hello, it's the police. So. Yeah, you do get an adrenaline rush for it, you know, it's... And that's not being macho or anything like that, you know, trying to say, you know, we're out to get this adrenaline rush every time we go and nick someone, but it's just, it's quite a serious offence this guy's committed, and it's... Some people say it's his time.
You're going to have to go in with it. Okay. Yeah, the gate opens inwards, so you're going to have to go in with it. So what you do is just keep hold of it. Yeah. So they're going to be about 10 seconds cutting, cut through it, you get hold of it, and you just walk it round.
These are good, they love it, these boys, they love it.
Right, let's go do it. Right, here we go.
A surprise entry is vital to prevent Leslie Baldwin from getting rid of incriminating evidence. DC Dave Page has served many search warrants on paedophiles, often with forced entry, but this one is unusual. Baldwin has a strong metal gate protecting his door.
Miss Baldwin? It's the police.
Right. Open that.
Is there a light switch, please?
Police officers.
Stay where you are. Who else is on the premises? Let's go in there, please.
Go in there, please.
Just get this down upon me.
Police officer.
Police officer, Mr. Baldwin. Okay. I'm arresting you for being suspected of being involved in a decent sort of a young girl. Okay. You've not had to say anything in my harm or defence if not mentioned when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. I also have a search warrant here to search these premises for indecent photographs of children. Okay, you see my warrant card, haven't you? I'm DC Page, DC Bailey, the officer of DS Quick, and from the serious crime group, Paedophiles unit from New Scotland Yard. Let's start from day one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Somebody give me a time check. Time 35. 9:35. 9:35. For the first time. Okay, let's go in. Yeah! Got it. Okay, hold on.
With Leslie Baldwin under arrest, the specialist search team will spend the whole day hunting for evidence. But it's not long before detectives from the unit have seen enough of the house to compare it with the video.
If there's a radiator to this left,
Yeah, I appreciate what you're saying.
we're on a winner.
Radiator.
Radiator. So now that was a radiator, wasn't it? That was definitely the radiator.
Yeah.
Desk.
Cupboard up, yeah.
Cupboard above the desk.
There is a cupboard up there,
That's exactly as it is now. That's the table. Was it not? That's the workbench. Definitely the same three-piece suite, isn't it?
I think so.
They are now confident they have the right man. During the search, Leslie Baldwin admits to being the man in the video, and he tells the officers the identity of the girl he was abusing. Dave Page needs to contact the victim, who is now a teenager. If she agrees to make a statement, the case against Baldwin will be even stronger and might lead to further allegations of abuse.
Tell you what it is, we are investigating a matter. You're not in trouble by any stretch of the imagination, but we think you may be able to help us. Yeah? On the phone, I do not want to tell you. All right? But what I would like to do is to arrange for you to meet us at a police station tomorrow so that we can talk about it. No, it's nothing about your family at all, and I promise you that. I swear that to you. All right? Now, you would need to verify who I am. All right? Now, I'm happy to give you my office phone number at New Scotland Yard.
After a 12-hour search, Leslie Baldwin is taken to a police station and kept overnight. He is charged the next day.
The first charge is indecent assault on a female, which is on or before the 6th of October 1998 at Road, London, W10. You indecently assaulted girl A, a female person. Second charge is indecent assault on female, and that's on or before the 6th of October 1998. You indecently assaulted girl A, a female person, contrary to section 14(1) of and schedule 2 to the Sexual Offences Act 1956. So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court, and anything you do say may be given in evidence. And that's no reply at 3:42.
I won't be at court in the morning, but Dave will be at court in the morning. Just discuss what you told us earlier with your brief. All right? Dummies imitation. All right. All right, I'll speak to you later. Ta-da.
The video of the man in the white dressing gown was found in the home of Julian Levine. The police have many pictures of Levine with young girls taken in playgrounds and parks, But there is another series of photographs which is more explicit and much more serious. The victim has been identified. Her name is Jane Denton, and she has made a statement. The Operation Doorknock team now believe they can charge Levine with the rape of a child.
Right, can we make a start? Everyone's here? You nearly finished, Dave? Just to bring everyone up to speed, meeting with the CPS, and as a result of that we extended the bail date to the 1st of November. And the reason for that was the CPS were impressed with the amount of work we'd done, but it was very kind of complex and involved, and in view of the fact that we'd had the breakthrough with Jane Denton, it was felt that it was better to wait for the outcome of that. If we can just quickly go round and people update us what's happened, but particularly I think Trevor's got probably some of the most interesting stuff regarding Jane.
Well, yeah, Jane, we're all very surprised how she is, because what she's telling us, she's been abused on a regular basis from about 5 or 6 till 13 or 14 years old. The abuse started by her father, who's now dead. Then she went on to talk about her first involvement with other men. She was taken to a cinema in Victoria where she masturbated her father in the back row. And then it went on to men who were queuing up to be masturbated by her. And she used to have men sitting either side of her, and she used to masturbate them for £1 a time. And the thing that I found unbelievable was that she saved up £96 and she bought herself a new bike through doing this, so it just shows the extent that she was used. She goes on to talk about a house in Harrow she went to. She used to have sex with 1 to 3 men a day, mainly at weekends, and she was taken there by her father. Regarding the pictures that were found, she identifies all those pictures as being her. They were all taken in the UK when she was about 12 years old. I think it's going to take a long time for Jane to come out. She's pulling her hair out, wanting to help us. She just wants to burst. She was so pleased that we contacted her. I think she's been waiting for it ever since the abuse stopped when she was 13 or 14. That she wants to help us and tell us and put these people inside.
Say after me, I must report facts, full facts, just facts, full facts, just facts, full facts, facts, just facts, full facts, moral coward, guts, moral coward, man.
Levine reports to a police station to have his bail extended. He does not know that the Doorknock team is building a case against him for rape. The victim, Jane Denton, is aware that Operation Doorknock and Julian Levine are being filmed. She agrees to talk about her experiences on camera.
First time I met Julian, we went out for a car ride, just me and Julian, to get to know each other. We went to the little swing park, and there was 2 little girls sitting there, playing. Julian went and sat on the roundabout. 2 little girls came over and started talking to me. And before I knew it, Julian had one of them on his knee with his hands down her knickers. Julian liked to penetrate little girls. He really did. But he liked to treat you like a little girl. Sit on his lap, buy you candy, like the frilly skirts. He loved to take pictures of children in compromising positions, whether it's with a vibrator, whether it's with him, whether it was laying on the bed in certain positions.
What happened to you?
A favourite was having 2 blokes together to show that I could be in control, that I could control 2 blokes at the same time. They used to have races who could wank over me first, or if I could, which one of them I could wank first, and who used to last the longest. It's all games.
Did they talk to one another then?
Oh yes, yeah. Yeah, oh, let's take some pictures now, let's have her like this. Oh, let's have her holding your willy like that. Put his penis in your mouth, let's get a picture of it. You know, they'd come over my chest or my vagina, oh, let's take pictures of that.
Jane was introduced to Levine by her father, who sexually abused her from the age of 4. Her mother had no idea she was being abused by anyone. Her father effectively became her pimp, introducing Jane to many men and setting her up for starring roles in commercial child pornography films.
When I was 12 years old, we went to France. And we got there late in the evening. And on the Saturday morning, when you open the curtains, there was a field of horses everywhere. This hotel was in the middle of nowhere, and it was surrounded by horses. And I got told if I was to do whatever he said this weekend, I could have my own pony. That's all I ever wanted. They took me to a studio. In the studio was a bed, a couch, and a pinball machine. There was 3 blokes and a lady. The 2 blokes decided to have group sex with me, both of them together, penetration, everything. They ejaculated all over me, and I wanted to go to the toilet, and it was a brilliant thing for them because they made me pee in a bucket in front of the camera with all the sperm running down me. My dad, I could see him in the corner just wanking himself off, having full satisfaction out of it. When we went back on the Sunday afternoon, I was laid on top of the pinball machine and I was physically raped by a woman. All this was on camera. All my dad did was just sat there and had a wank. Each of those films got the top 3 in the French film industry. They were 3 of the best sellers that year on child pornography. And I never did get my pony.
The unit is contacted by a member of the public who has discovered 2 paedophiles using the internet to find young boys for sex. The first suspect gave some information on the net that helped DC Kevin Green to track him down. Richard Hunt lives at home with his father. He is 37 and is active in his local church. He is arrested just as he is leaving for work.
Get the white shirt to you.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Where's you?
Oh, right.
What have you just put in your car?
Suitcase. Briefcase.
Bring that back in the house with you, please.
Yeah. I was just about to go to work. Okay.
As soon as we've gone in, he's admitted everything, but he's downloaded indecent photographs of kids under the age of 16. And he's also admitted distributing them. He said he does it every day. And we've found also videos that he's got, which he says also contains indecent photographs of children. He says that most of the material is young boys, aged between 11 and 14. Some engaged in acts of buggery. Some people may say it's the classic case of a son living on his own with his father. I feel sorry for his father. His age of life to have this come upon him is quite sad. But obviously we have to be concerned because he has access to children within his work within the church, for which he does a great deal of work.
Come up then, Richard. Sergeant from the Serious Crime Group, the Paedophile Unit at the Yard. I executed a search warrant this morning, looking for indecent pictures of children under the Protection of Children Act. When we arrived at the premises, Mr. Hunt here, who is one of the occupiers, was just about to leave, but he invited us back into the address anyway. We asked him if he had any indecent pictures of children, and he explained that he did. They were upstairs in his bedroom, and he then went on to explain the fact that he had distributed indecent pictures of children onto the internet, and that he had he had a quantity of indecent pictures in his possession. So at 10 to 8 this morning he was arrested for possession, for making and distribution of indecent pictures of children.
Mr. Hunt wasn't handcuffed, did he?
No, not at all. No other incidents.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, I'm custody. Right. Okay, and I'll put a message by your name and I'll get the officer to ring you. Okay then? Right.
Can Mr. Hunt stand against the measuring stick, please?
Sorry.
Stand here. Sorry.
6 foot.
6'1", you're in.
6 foot.
All right.
Well, no, we're not. Next thing I'm going to do, Mr. Hunt, is list any property that you have with you. If you can stick anything you've got in your pockets, I'll ask the officer just to check. There's nothing else.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah. Coins and keys, stick in the bag. Do I get those? Yeah, you won't be able to get in the house without them. Yeah.
I thought I'd keep it for Ella. I thought
They're house keys, so I can't.
yeah, you got back when you leave. £3.15.
Okay, lovely. Right. Anything else you need from Mr. Hunt?
No, I've finished.
No? Okay.
Take the room.
We'll give you a seat for a moment, and then when the officers are ready, we'll come get you for interview.
Quick debrief, quick chat, and then we'll come and get you. Won't be too long, Richard.
If you go with my colleague, we'll...
Won't be long. Have you noticed though, we don't beat people around the head with a stick. We actually talk to them in a sort of normal way. You know, he knows he's a paedophile, and we know he's a paedophile, but there's no point in beating him up over it, because you're not going to get anywhere. You just have to talk to him, and like a human being. This bloke's an ideal candidate for therapy because he admits himself that he's got a problem. There's a lot of therapy. Shall we give him therapy or shall we stick him in prison? Arguments, and there always has been. The problem is, if you stick them into prison for too short an amount of time, they're not going to get the therapy because the treatment lasts over a longer period of time than they're in prison for. So sending them to prison doesn't necessarily help. Having said that, if they're not sent to prison, perhaps they're not getting the punishment that they deserve. It's a real difficult thing to answer. And I'm easily swayed either way. There are times that I think, bloody hell, that bloke should have gone to prison. And there are times that I think, that bloke's gone to prison, that's going to do him absolutely no good at all. You know, he only got 6 months, or he only got 12 months, he'll get no therapy, and he'll be out doing it all again.
The other suspect, using chat rooms to find young boys, posted his photograph on the net. Peter Watts lives alone. He is a part-time teacher and coaches young boys in a local cricket club. The detectives arrest him and search his flat. As usual, they take away his computer, videos, and anything else that might contain child pornography. Back at Scotland Yard, Kevin Green sorts through the seized material.
Guess the boy, he says 10, but he's been forced backwards, and a man is anally penetrating him. And the kid does not you know, sometimes these people say, oh yeah, but you know, the kids always seem to be happy in these shots, but they're not happy in these shots. And this kid is not happy in this shot. You know, this kid's in pain. And some bloke is, Mr. Watts is getting his jollies off by looking at pictures, you know, like this.
Hello, for the paedophile unit, I've come to deal with a prisoner.
Kevin Green has called Peter Watts to a police station to interview him about the original photographs and another series of pictures that he has found.
Really, as far as age was concerned, he wasn't overly fussy. Would collect anything. Very, very few images of girls. Almost all the photographs of boys. And this one here, I want to find the origin of this picture, called Baby. It's obviously a little child who is asleep, or certainly seems to be asleep, lying on the floor of someone's house, and a grown adult is interfering with this child's genitals as it sleeps. This is how it starts. This picture here and the abuse of this child will eventually become that. And that's where it goes. It goes from that abuse with a sleeping child to that. When people look at pictures of this, you know, they really shouldn't be under any misinterpretation. You know, this child is being abused, and this abuse won't stop, and it will go from touching that kid's genitals to full-on buggery. I've got absolutely no doubt about that at all. Absolute disgrace. You seem much better in yourself.
Thank you.
How you doing?
While on bail, Peter Watts has checked himself into a clinic. It is a secure unit which specialises in the treatment of paedophiles. Watts is to be formally interviewed in the presence of his solicitor.
Before I carry on, I'll tell you now that your computer and your discs held in excess of 21,000 indecent photographs of children. Right. I just want to show you, out of those 21,000 pictures, I want to show you some images. Do you remember where you originally got those pictures from? These groups. Why did you send these images in particular?
That's what the person I was sending to was wanting to be sent. Or at the time I thought that's what they would prefer to look at. That was my decision to send them. It's ironic, I don't know, for about over about 2 years I was waiting for the knock, almost wanting it to happen at one stage.
The thing is, how long would it have gone on for if we hadn't have come round? And do you feel better for it?
Yeah. I do where I am, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
See you later.
Take care. Okay. All right? You're all right then. Come on, let's go home. There's only so many hours you can spend being nice. Where's your dad?
It is 8 months since the start of Operation Doorknock. It has grown from 1 suspect to 4, and from offences of possession, distribution and assault to allegations of rape. The unit has a lot of evidence, but it is old evidence. They fear that it might be argued that it was all a long time ago and that the men are no longer a threat.
These are 4 men who have been abusing kids for a number of years. they are still capable of doing it, as we've seen. They are still capable of exchanging material which further enhances the abuse of any child who those pictures have been taken of. It's quite clear from some of the victims' statements that they were quite prepared to openly abuse children whilst the parents were there, in a way that the parents were not aware that the children were being abused. One was where children would actually sit on Levine's lap and he'd get their hands behind them and put them down his trousers or touch them, and he would get an erection and he would be fondling them slightly out of sight of the parents. You know, they're so bold and upfront that people think, nah, he can't have done this, he's a nice bloke, he's fixed me washing machine, he gets me shopping when I'm not well, he looks after the kids. He's an abuser, and that's what he does. He infiltrates families, and he will go to playgrounds, swing parks. If a child's there by themselves, he will make himself known to them. He will look after them. He will take them home. He will introduce himself to the family. He will become a nice guy to them. But all he's after is grooming the child and abusing the child. That's what they do. And Levine has got that down to a fine art.
The police now believe they have a good case against Levine. He is to be charged with the rape of Jane Denton. Another surprise for him is that a girl has come forward who says that she was abused by him as recently as 3 years ago, when she was 12. As usual, Levine has written a statement for the camera. This time he wants to highlight the problem of female circumcision. He says it is a crime that goes unpunished in Britain.
I'm sure where they are in HPCC bags, Mr. Levine. That's thoughtful of you.
Who likes cruelty? Never met anyone.
Sorry, could you just tell me again why he's been arrested?
On suspicion of indecently assaulting a number of younger girls. And also conspiracy with others to indecently assault underage girls.
As I understand, he's been re-arrested on new evidence, yes?
That's right.
Well, they were to return, Paul.
I'm just about to explain to you that you're also being re-arrested for indecent assault on a number of other victims that we've subsequently found. Okay. And the names of those girls will be given to your solicitor in a piece of paper that I've prepared for him, and he'll be able to discuss it with you before the interview, right?
You're saying allegations have been made?
I'm saying that further allegations have been made by other girls that we've traced as a result of our inquiries, and they've provided statements to us alleging that you have indecently assaulted them.
Well, previously there were no other girls, so yeah, this is... I got what you say.
Okay. I have to caution you as well to say that you don't have to say anything that it may harm your defence if you don't mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence.
Do you ever give up, you lot?
Keith Romig also has to report to be charged. Apart from his own huge collection of indecent material, he was hiding much of Julian Levine's property. What he does not know is that he is also going to be charged with conspiracy to rape a child.
Other than what you've said already, the depression, do you have any other mental health problems or suffer from mental illness?
Anxiety.
That's all being treated with under the same thing. Do you need any other help?
On that previous one, could you put I attend regular mental health group therapy?
Do you wish to have anyone informed of your arrest?
No.
Okay, you're going to be searched so that I can list your property. One of the things that will be taken off you is the mirror, so that you cannot cause harm to yourself or others whilst you're here.
Can't look at myself. Other people can't look at themselves.
Take your coat off, please. And empty your pockets out. Thank you. Just turn around. Just lift up your feet. I want to check the soles of your feet. To the other one, please. Thank you. Okay, that's fine. Onto your hat, please.
Property we're keeping for safety reasons, so you can't do yourself or anyone else any harm. The umbrella, all the pens, except one, tape measure, an eyeglass, screwdriver, knife, 42 keys and a mirror. Okay?
Okay.
We've kept those, and you'll get those back as and when you leave. We've also kept the potential evidence, passport and a receipt.
Religious mutilation and butchery of child generally.
In a recorded interview, the detectives show Levine the photographs which they believe are evidence of rape.
Julian, is that you with Jane Denton?
I made no comment.
The man with his penis close to my vagina is Julian Levine. I can remember that Julian penetrated me and he was surprised and commented that at my age I could take a bloke.
No comment.
Okay. She's been shown these pictures. That's what we've had to do. Okay. That's what I was saying.
I do feel remorse for Jane and what she might have gone through. I haven't denied those pictures. I just made no further comment.
Are you able to help us by saying who else was present when Jane was indecently assaulted in the way that she described?
I can't help you.
Why?
Because this picture you showed me say enough. I don't need to make any further comment.
It is now the turn of Keith Romig to be rearrested, so that he can be held, interviewed and charged. He has chosen to bring his solicitor with him.
So I've got rape,
conspiracy to commit acts of gross indecency, conspiracy to take indecent pictures, and conspiracy to distribute indecent pictures.
Time of arrest was?
10:10.
Time here, 10:10?
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Romig, I'm authorising your detention today so that we can obtain evidence by questioning you. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Due to the pure logistics of what's going to be happening today, you will at some stage be placed in a cell, and therefore we will require you to be searched. Again, any stuff that can be held for you here, stuff will be given back to you, like cash and stuff like that. Okay.
Mr. Romig, can you just confirm the spelling of your surname?
Yeah, R-O-M-I-G.
And your first name is?
Keith.
K-E.
Yeah.
Any middle names?
Charles.
Levine is asked about the new allegations of recent abuse of the 12-year-old girl who knew him as Jim.
I think Mr. Levine's already said he befriends children in parks. So
When did I say that?
should he befriend in a
I
park?
didn't befriend her. I helped her when she gashed her leg.
This is what we do in the park.
It's my local park. I didn't go there to creep round, wait for a child to fall over and say, oh, let me help you, and then
ingratiate myself. I didn't ask them to come round and ask me to take them out. I didn't ask them to say, Mum, I want to go over and do shopping with Jim and go round Sainsbury's with him. This is not the person that I knew. I'm incensed by what she's been saying. It just doesn't add up.
Can I ask why, when we've got photographic evidence of you indecently assaulting so many other girls, you chose not to indecently assault?
A different era, different person.
Can you perhaps elaborate that? I don't understand that.
Was a recent friend of mine. You're referring to long ago events in the other instance. Long, long ago. 2 decades ago. I never indecently assaulted. I'm absolutely adamant.
Very strong, man. Very, very, very strong because it's current. Yeah. At worst, at the moment, what he's got is 20 years, 20 years ago. If we bring something more current, it makes him look worse now, doesn't it? So he's totally putting that out of his, any concept.
What he's going to say is that I haven't done this for 20 years. I'm too old now.
I mean, he went out the pram. I mean, like, you know, I've reformed like that. Was only, what, 5, 6 years ago. I couldn't have done that.
He said another era.
Another era.
Okay, Mr. Levine, there are 4 charges against you. Firstly, on or before the 15th of April 2000, within the jurisdiction of the Central Criminal Court, conspired together with Keith Romig, Leslie Baldwin, George Denton, Peter Sinclair and others unknown to rape children under 16 years of age, contrary to Section 1 of the Criminal Law Act 1977. Secondly, on or before the 15th of April 2000, within the jurisdiction of the Central Criminal Court, conspired together with Keith Romig, Leslie Baldwin, Trevor Mellis, George Denton, Peter Sinclair and others unknown to take indecent photographs of children, contrary to Section 1 of the Criminal Law Act 1977. Do you have anything to say in answer to the charges? You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. 2055, no reply. Okay, I've considered bail in this instance and I do not believe you are suitable to be bailed. This is because I believe you may fail to surrender to custody due to the nature and seriousness of the charges. I believe there is a likelihood that having been charged with imprisonable offences you will commit further offences involving children. I believe there is a possibility you may interfere with witnesses, many who are children, vulnerable and who live in your area. And also, lastly, for your own protection, as you've already expressed yourself, some of the neighbours have caused you problems, and in the past I understand someone has tried to firebomb your house. So therefore, I believe for your own safety you should stay in custody.
Yeah, okay. Can't get my hands dirty, okay, me.
So what is the answer then? 15 years it's been on the statute, not one prosecution.
For what? I don't know what you're rabbiting on about.
This is ritual religious mutilation and butchery of child genitals for religious purposes. You know what I mean? It's called infibulation. Not one prosecution in 15
Might
years.
not be detecting it then, that's the problem.
I beg your pardon, no one's even looking into it.
Well, give us some information on it then.
You know,
Well, I might do, but I need more
Islamic
information,
communities
don't
in
I?
this country, it's politically incorrect to even look at the more investigation. That's what it is. It's moral cowardice. It's gutless moral cowardice. I mean, you don't seem concerned. What are you, completely emotionless on this? You're talking about butchery and mutilation of a child's vagina.
That's not a moving camera, that. It's a still camera. They can
I'm
do
not
what you
bothered.
like.
You're ignoring me. You're in denial.
I haven't got it.
Like the media.
Do you need it?
See? No emotion.
So I'm just going to check on something.
Yes, don't apologise. Not bothered. Can't handle it. Knives and sharp instruments are used, and they're stitched up. Clitoris is cut, removed. No one bats an eyelid. There have been 80 prosecutions in France, as there should be. They're not chicken over there. Gutless moral cowardice here. Same as the media here, just standing, staring, no emotion, not concerned. Why don't you do an investigation into that? Have you heard about it?
Okay, Mr. Romick, would you like to come here? There are 4 charges against you. Firstly, that on or before the 14th of April 2000, within the jurisdiction of the Central Criminal Court, conspired together with Julian Levine, Leslie Baldwin, Trevor Mellis, George Denton, Peter Sinclair and others unknown to rape children under 16 years of age, as contrary to Section 1 of the Criminal Law Act 1977. Secondly, on or before the 14th of April 2000, within the jurisdiction of the Central Criminal Court.
Turn your face to the front, please.
To the front.
And now to your left, please. There you go.
Do you wish to say anything in answer to the charges? You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court.
No.
Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
No.
That's a reply of no at 2012. Right, the officers have made representations to me, which, as they stand, I believe you are not suitable for bail at this time. This is partly because we believe there is suspicion of you failing to surrender to custody at the court due to the nature and seriousness of the charges. Having been charged with imprisonable offences, we believe your detention is necessary to prevent you committing further offences. And also, detention is required to prevent you interfering with witnesses and also for your own protection. Are there any representations you wish to make?
Obviously, he's been on bail since April of this year and has attended each and every time, and indeed on several occasions when he wasn't required to do so.
Yeah.
No previous convictions, no history of offending on bail, no history of absconding.
Yeah.
Has been well aware of the extent and nature of the offences since the outset, and he's not fled the jurisdiction. Similarly, whilst he has been at liberty, he hasn't been at danger. He's been supervised by the Community Safety Unit officer at Walthamstow, who I've liaised with. So his safety has been ensured whilst he's been out on bail.
There is a large number of offences that have been committed that he's been charged with that are within those 4 conspiracies. From those alone, that gives me belief that he will continue to commit offences.
Well, none of the allegations arise out of the last 8 months.
Well, obviously there's no allegations. That doesn't necessarily mean he hasn't committed further offences. And the fact...
I think you have to have substantial grounds.
Yes, but we are talking a large number of offences that have taken place over a large period of time.
Yes.
As I understand it, he hasn't actually received any treatment, has he, to stop him from committing offences?
I don't think he's been convicted yet.
No, but
and he has
it can be done voluntarily.
He has no convictions for offences such as these.
But I still believe he will be a danger to others, and that when people if they find out that he has been charged with these offences, he could be at risk. So my decision is that...
You think he'll be safer in custody?
There is Rule 43.
Yes, and we know how successful that is, don't we?
So, Mr. Romick, you'll be going to Horseferry Road Magistrates Court in the morning. Okay. Here's a copy of your charges.
Let's do a breath, That's it.
Okay. He's all ready for fingerprints, photograph and DNA?
Emotionless. look away and it isn't happening.
I've actually dealt with a case of female circumcision, actually.
When was that?
1996.
And was there a defence of religious ritual?
Yes.
Right, so you've been involved in the only conviction that I've heard of. Yeah. 1 in 15 years, not a very good record, is it? Considering what else has been going on.
What's next?
The possibility of pleasure is completely vile, but butchery and mutilation, no, you can't get involved in that. Gutless moral cowardice, that's what it is. Plain to see.
Yeah, absolutely fine, yeah.
Romig and Levine have been refused bail. The next day, a judge agrees that they are too dangerous to be at large and orders that they should remain in prison while the investigation continues. Richard Hunt, one of the 2 suspects who was searching for boys on the internet, is called to a police station for a second interview. He has always denied that his sexual interest in young boys ever goes beyond looking at pictures, but DC Kevin Green has found a new lead.
Dear Darren, how are you? Not still bored, I hope. I've been so busy this week, no time to think. Sorry I missed you on Tuesday when you phoned. Apparently I only missed you by 2 to 3 minutes. I wish we'd spoken. I've been thinking about you. Can we meet on Tuesday the 3rd, about 7:30 p.m, same place as usual? Or do you want to meet somewhere else, more private, along the beach? I'd like to spend longer with you and not keep on looking over my shoulder. If it's okay, one time, you could meet me in Bromley, or if you're on school journey near London, I could meet you. I hope you're reading this in private, because I can't remain decent anymore. Darren, I love your cock, the way you rub it up against me, the caress of your hands. I want to suck you slowly, tickling the tip of your cock down to your balls. I need to kiss you all over, feel your body against mine, to be with you. Do you want to do anything in particular to me, like rub your cock between the cheeks of my arse? I'd like that, Darren. If Tuesday's not good, please phone me before. I will definitely be in Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. till about 3:30 p.m. Or phone anyway. I'd like to keep in touch. Touch, the words being in exclamation marks. Or write anything, I don't mind. See you soon, love, Richard. So that's Hunt's letter to a child, and the child has sent it back because he doesn't want mum to see it, but still saying that they will meet in the usual place. So I'll have to try and find Darren, who now is obviously a man in his 20s. I mean, we knew he was a bit of a monster, you know, his whole life revolving around having physical contact with children, albeit non-sexual as far as he was concerned. But I mean, to actually find something like this, which is clear evidence of abuse, you know, makes your skin crawl a bit, really, to be honest with you.
The police can't find the boy that Hunt has written to, but the case remains open. Without a statement from the boy, the only offences Hunt can be charged with are making and possessing indecent images of children. Hunt pleads guilty. He still could receive a prison sentence. Kevin Green reviews the evidence prior to sentencing.
Last time we spoke to him, we asked him about these videos. He said that he thought that they were only 16. Well, you know, that's absolute crap. These kids are nowhere near 16. Sort of like 10, 11, 12. That fits in with some of the images that we've found on his computer, and unfortunately it also fits in with the age range of the children at the church where he was meeting them. He admitted distribution. He admitted having lots of pictures. He hasn't got lots of pictures. He's got probably less than 30 images on his computer, and no distribution. So what we're left with are these videos and the images that he has made in his computer. Now, I've just got to hope, really, that when he goes to court, the judge gives him a sentence which, you know, reflects the position of trust that he's been in.
In court, the judge gives Hunt credit for pleading guilty, for no longer being welcome at his church, for the fact that the BBC are filming him, and that his life is ruined. He is not sent to prison, but sentenced to a 3-year community service order and placed on the sex offenders register for 5 years. Peter Watts pleads guilty to making, possessing and distributing indecent images of children. He also walks free from the court. The judge sentences him to a 3-year rehabilitation order on condition he completes his treatment at the sex offenders clinic. He is also placed on the sex offenders register for 5 years.
What can I say?
Greedy, if you ain't got more than fucking probation, you can go, mate. 2 years.
21,000 pictures. Charged with 2 counts of distribution, 4 of making and 1 of possession of 5,500 pictures with intent to distribute. And the judge gave him credit for pleading guilty, credit for assisting the police, credit for the length of time that it had taken us to bring it to trial, credit for the fact that he tried to commit suicide, credit for the fact that it destroyed his life, credit for the fact that he had no chance of actually interfering with boys in that it was long distance thing over the internet, and credit for the fact that he was bound to be caught because he put his photo out on the internet. Right?
That's credit?
Credit.
Okay.
He gave him credit, if you like, or he thought about the time that the fact that he was effectively under house arrest at the Wolvercote Clinic. Right. So that was like being in prison.
Yeah.
The fact that he would have an appalling time if he sent him to prison. The fact that the officer in the case had actually referred him to the Wolvercote. I don't know where they got that from. And that if he went to prison, it'd undo all the hard work that they'd actually done so far. So he gave him a 3-year community rehabilitation order.
Tom, if he ain't got a prison sentence by now, he's got to be out, hasn't he?
No. Difficult call, isn't it? Well,
it's not a difficult call, they're just not putting people away, are they?
So how long do you put them away for?
Life. There you go.
No.
The sort of comment you
No,
expect
you
from
can't give
a
him
boy
life.
like that.
We've already destroyed his life.
Is it right you were in tears at that time, Kev?
I had to take the DCI on me. He had to steady my hand outside, Steve. That's all I can say. I'll tell you what, I actually made a note of what the judge had said, because I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
People like Richard Hunt and Peter Watts are released into the community under conditions that involve multi-agency panels, formed to monitor the whereabouts and activities of paedophiles on the register. The purpose is to ensure the safety of the community as well as the paedophiles. The suspects of Operation Doorknock are brought to court for a remand hearing. They have been in prison for 9 weeks. The judge releases them all on bail, and they leave with their solicitors. The detectives on the case are shocked and object on the grounds of the serious nature of the crimes, but are told by the judge that he has allowed some suspects accused of murder out on bail. The unit has another setback to deal with. The young girl who made allegations of recent abuse against Levine has retracted her statement. The Doorknock team need to strengthen their case against Levine and the others. Forensic analysts check fingerprints found on indecent images seized from the suspects. A piece of evidence with more than one set of prints on it can be used as proof of conspiracy.
When we arrested Mr. Levine, we had a load of photographs, many of which featured him together with young girls indecently assaulting them. And while we could clearly see that it was him, a lot of the photographs are now 20 years old, and we felt that by the time this case got to court, with a barrister, he may convince a jury that it wasn't Mr. Levine. So, armed with these, I went up to the University of Manchester, where they have an expert in facial mapping. Now, he looked at our photographs, the recent ones that we'd taken of Mr. Levine, and compared them with a number of the photographs of him with the young girls. And he actually picked two in which Levine is with a young girl, and the camera angle is quite similar. Now, we get the two tracings, superimpose them on top of each other, and obviously there are some allowances for age, but we can quite clearly see the similarities, the eyes, the ears in particular, and certain measurements will be taken from various points, the edge of the mouth to the ears. Another example, there we have a photograph of who we believe to be Julian Levine indecently assaulting a young girl. The tracing was taken, as you can see here. Now that tracing will be placed on top of the tracing of the more recent photograph of him, perhaps 20 years older now, and his evidence is quite conclusive that we have the same man in both of those photographs.
So, you still got your shirt and your knickers on, have you? Yeah. Oh, right. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, when was you 12 then? May. So you'll be 13 in 2 months' time? Yep. Oh, right.
Hundreds of audio tapes were found in Levine's property, many of which were recordings of phone calls he had with young girls. They may lead to further allegations of abuse, so it must be scientifically established that the voice is Levine's.
Have you got any bra on at the moment? Yeah. Have you? Yep. Can you get under it? With your hand? You're giving them a nice little rub? Yeah. Oh, lovely. Because you've got one hand on the phone, haven't you? Yeah. No, so have I. You know where my other hand is? Where? On my dick. Well, I'll come up big.
Murder Hives, Jitbag Media, the great brain robbers.
The suspects appear at the Old Bailey for the first time. Julian Levine is facing charges of taking, possessing and distributing indecent photographs of children, conspiracy to take and distribute, and 5 counts of indecent assault. He is also charged with rape. Keith Romig is charged with taking, making and possessing indecent photographs of children, conspiracy to take and distribute, and 5 counts of indecent assault. The charge of conspiracy to rape is dropped. Trevor Mellis is charged with taking indecent photographs of children, conspiracy to take and distribute, and 4 counts of indecent assault. Leslie Baldwin is charged with taking and distributing indecent photographs of children, conspiracy to take and distribute, and 4 counts of indecent assault. All the defendants are released on bail, and a trial date is set for 8 months' time. This causes some concerns for the officers on the case.
There aren't really going to be any changes in the bail situation. I'm not too worried about Mellis. Mellis is very old now. I don't see him as a great danger. And the charges on Baldwin, really, I wouldn't put Baldwin in the same category that I would put Levine and Romig. But as far as they go, as far as those two go, and particularly Levine, I mean, he's just so cocksure of himself. I've been speaking to him quite a bit, but he's just so unrepentant. There's no remorse. He doesn't seem worried at all about what's going to happen.
Can you do us a favour? Don't photograph my mum, will you? All right? No, and we'd like to take note of that.
I'm still fearful that he's got 7 months at least until the start of the trial. I'm worried that he might just see it as an opportunity to have his final fling and to get out there and do more things with young girls while he has the chance, because he may never get the chance again after January next year. So particularly Levine, I would have liked to have seen him remanded in custody. I think he still poses quite a threat.
The Mordecai shitbag media, brain robbers, great brain robbers.
The delay in the court case frustrates the police and their witnesses, but in the extra time they have been given, the Dornoch team finds a new victim of Levine's, his niece. Sarah is now 31. She was abused by her uncle Julian from the age of 4 until she was 8.
The first memory I have of him is seeing him standing in the driveway of my grandmother's house. He picked me up and he held me against him and put his hands under my dress and squeezed my buttocks tightly and pulled me towards him and said, "Give your uncle a kiss." And I gave him a kiss on the cheek, and he said, "No, I want you to kiss me on the lips," which I did. And he said, "Now I want you to use your tongue." And he squeezed me so tightly. You don't think at the time that it shouldn't be done. But I think even at that age I knew that it didn't feel right. But I trusted him, and obviously I trusted my parents. How could it be wrong? So I did what he told me, and he would constantly he was firm, but he wasn't forceful at that stage. And I just opened my mouth for him to put his tongue inside my mouth. And then I remember just wanting to get away. And he put me down and I ran inside. The usual line from victims that I've spoken to over the years, I don't know, it's almost like there's a school for pedophiles that they teach you. Don't tell your parents, because they'll take you away from your parents. You can't tell your parents. So I never did, because to lose my parents and to go through that would have been more than I could bear.
Did he actually say to you, don't tell your parents?
Yes. Yeah.
How did he put that?
Don't tell your parents. Don't tell Mummy and Daddy. They don't need to know. This is just between you and I. This is our little secret. And it was a common line. I would hear it all the time.
Our little secret.
Yeah, it was our little secret. I was his princess, and that made me feel good. And it was our little secret, which made me feel special.
Can you tell me about the final time that you remember with him?
I was about 8 years old. I remember being in Julian's car, and he was taking me to Peter's house. And Peter was a friend of his who I had met several times before. I later found out that Peter was also a paedophile. We went in the front door, and Julian said something brief to Peter and said, "We're going upstairs." And I walked up the stairs, and at the top of the stairs there was a room. We went into the room, and there was a single bed. And I knew. I just... all I remember is looking out of the window, and I'd walked in before Julian, and I heard the door shut behind me, and I heard the click of a lock. And I stared out of the window, and it was the most beautiful sunny day, and the sky was the most gorgeous blue. and I could see a tree with all this greenery, and he sat down on the bed and he called me Princess again and said, "Oh, I want you to do something for me, Princess. I want you to take off your knickers." And I remember just looking at him and looking back out of the window and just thinking, please don't let this be real, please. And he just said, take off your knickers. And I took them off. He patted the bed and said, come and sit down next to your uncle. And I remember pulling my skirt down and sitting with my legs so tightly together, just praying that he wouldn't touch me again. And I was just crying. He said, "Why are you crying? Don't cry. There's no reason to cry. There's nothing to cry about." And he put his hand in between my knees and he just forced my legs apart. And he just kept moving his hand up my legs until he got right up to the top of my thighs, and he just sort of spread his fingers and pushed my thighs apart, and I was just sobbing. And I was saying, please don't, please don't. And he pushed his finger inside my vagina, and he was just looking at me, crying, and he just kept pushing and pushing, and I said, please stop, stop, please stop. And he put his hand over my mouth and just kept going. He didn't even have the decency to let me cry. He just got so frenzied and so he hurt me and he wouldn't stop, and I just was like I was going to die, like that I had nothing to live for anymore.
I'll give you 2 minutes. Are you investigating Muslim child torture? It's illegal in Britain since 1985. Have you made any investigation of this at all, or are you only interested in alleged touching from 20 or 30 years ago?
Levine is at Charing Cross Police Station to be charged with the indecent assault on his niece, Sarah.
You're comparing alleged touching over 20 years ago with medieval bloody torture now. You don't know the context of what you're talking about, for a start. That, for instance, with NSPCC told me personally that he approached you being framed not to show a rude kid clip because it's inciting young children now, when they're unsupervised, to make their own DIY child porn. Did you know that? And who's the offender and who's the victim? No, that's what's going on. Yeah. Where's that inspector? He should have these people thrown out. They're harassing me. Yeah, this is harassment.
Stay away from them. And keep
How can... Oh, I beg you. I thought you were an honest man. And
I am an honest man.
How can I stay away from them? Yeah, how can I stay away from them?
This way.
Look.
It was DC Trevor Brown who interviewed Sarah and took her statement, which led to Levine being charged today.
Mr. Levine, I have to do a risk assessment form. You've probably had one before. Yeah. Go through this when you come in. Are you suffering with any illness, injury, medical or mental health condition?
Yes.
Can you specify them for me, please?
Depression at the state of the media in this country, among other things. You write that down.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah. Corrupt media. Out of proportion media.
Can you just answer the questions for me?
Well, ask the next one.
Just depression? Is that your name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you receiving any treatment or illness for this injury
yeah,
or
no,
condition?
sorry, there is another condition.
Okay.
I'm getting flashbacks. Late onset post-traumatic disorder, stress disorder, for having stood in the front of a van that was about to be driven away to help the police in Harrow.
Are you receiving
Why
any
don't you
treatment?
write that down?
I've got post-traumatic stress disorder down there. Are you receiving any treatment or illness for your injuries or conditions?
Yes.
Can you specify what they are, please?
Paroxetine and zolpidine.
Okay. I have to give help to people who've got reading problems. Do you need this help?
No.
Do you have a learning difficulty or a learning disability?
No, but I know a lot of people who do. I've told you what you need to be doing. You don't care, do you? Do you care, Steve?
Mr. Levine, can you put your stuff in there? I'll search it.
Just need to search it.
Stuff. We've never seen this before on the Bill or COPS programs or law and disorder programs. Never seen it, have we? Good TV, innit? Good TV.
Hello, Captain Joe. How can I help you?
Purchased in central London within the last week or so. Not for pre-trial viewing.
I'll get these and have a look through them.
No, I bet you will.
Excuse me.
I bet you will. You believe everything you're told, don't you? You believe your own propaganda, don't you? But not in Europe. What are they? Less civilised than us? 12-nation Eurozone.
The next move is I'm going to charge you with the offences.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah, this is an offence.
Right. Can you just take that down? Because I don't want that in my eye line.
No. I don't want that in my eye line.
Okay, you're going to be charged with 3
I
offences.
believe this is a serious offence.
I want you to listen to what I'm going to have to say now, okay? Right, I'm going to charge you with 3 offences. First one is between the 28th of January 1974 and 28th of January 1976. In the jurisdiction of the Central Criminal Court, you indecently assaulted Sarah Jane Levine, a child under the age of 5 years, a female person. That's contrary to Section 14(1) and Schedule 2 of the Sexual Offences Act 1956. Further charge of indecent assault on female that between the 28th of January 1977 and the 28th of January 1978, within the jurisdiction of the Central Criminal Court, you indecently assaulted Sarah Jane Levine, a child under the age of 13 years, a female person. That's contrary to Section 14(1) and Schedule 2 of the Sexual Offences Act 1956. In answer to the charges, you do not have to say anything that may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. No reply at 4:20.
Before the start of the trial, Leslie Baldwin pleads guilty to indecent assault, taking and distributing indecent photographs of children, and conspiracy to distribute. Trevor Mellis pleads not guilty, but as the evidence unfolds in court, he pleads guilty to taking and distributing indecent photographs of children. Keith Romig pleads not guilty, but he too changes his plea to guilty of indecent assault, taking and making indecent photographs of children, and conspiracy to distribute.
Are you an amateur or something? You quite haven't got the hang of it yet?
Pass these round. 1-8.
Julian Levine pleads guilty to 6 counts of indecent assault, taking indecent photographs of children, and conspiring to distribute. He will not accept he is a rapist, but he agrees to plead guilty to unlawful sexual intercourse with a girl under the age of 13 if the rape charge is dropped.
News. This is important.
The Crown accepts the plea because the offence carries the same possibility of a life sentence.
The news.
All the defendants are released on bail awaiting sentencing. Julian Levine requests an interview on camera.
Do you have a sexual preference for young girls?
No, no. I have an interest in a subject which I think has been grossly misrepresented by our press and media, and the more that it's been grossly misrepresented over the years, the more I've taken an interest in it, just as I have in other issues which I think have been unfairly treated. It's just, you know, championing the underdog. Yeah, I do have a personal interest, obviously. I mean, because my sexuality does go into that area. I mean, I'd be in denial if I didn't admit that, and I would. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm ashamed if I've ever hurt anyone in any way. I am absolutely, you know, sexually or non-sexually. I don't want to be that kind of person. I'm not goody-goody. I've never been a bit of a rogue, but, you know, I've done and said clumsy things. But generally, overall, I might well be demonised by people who don't know me. I know I am. But I don't think that they're worth bothering about. Because of the climate today, you know, you're virtually asking me, am I a child killer? Aren't you?
No.
Well, no, you're not. I know you're not personally, but, you know, can you see what I'm saying? You're asking me such a loaded question because of what people's reaction is going to be, that...
I'm really asking you, do you have a sexual preference to having sex with girls who are underage?
Yeah, not a preference, no.
How are you going to find out if you've harmed anybody? You said you want to find out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I will be assessed, and I'll have to go through an assessment procedure, and I'm willing to accept from skilled people that, you know, what they tell me has some worth, and I'll have to do that. And in a way, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but you know, I don't know. I mean, I've got more questions than answers, but also I think that as a country we need to be asking more and more questions and not just listening to what we're told by the glass god in the corner of the room.
Where will you be assessed?
It'd probably be Grendon Underwood, which it's a psychiatric prison, yeah.
What do you hope from the Grendon course? This is a course. Well, this is a course for sex offenders.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I hope really that I may be assessed as a reasonably average, decent human being who has no malice and may have harmed people, children, certainly not intentionally, and if unintentionally, then I hope not very seriously.
You know, Julian will be in prison when he sees this, if he gets to see it. He hasn't seen you since you were 8 years old.
No.
Is there anything you'd like to tell him?
The only thing that he needs to know is that every time I saw him or every time he touched me, I hated him a little bit more. I never enjoyed what he did to me. I never wanted him to come anywhere near me. But I loved him, and he abused that, and I don't think he would even care. He ruined every ounce of trust and love that I could ever have, and wants to claim that I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it. I did not enjoy for 1 minute feeling dirty and guilty. He is my monster. He's the nightmare every night when I go to sleep, when I wake up crying, when I eat so that someone won't find me attractive, when I can't follow my dreams, when I can't go out and do what I want to do. He's the monster that created this nightmare of my life.
Well, all right, I'm not ashamed to announce that I am a non-violent, non-rapist, non-psychomaniac paedophile. Yes, but you won't get that printed in any damned headlines, will you? I've said it now, but you won't get printed in any headlines which are significant, which you know, people are going to read and listen to.
Julian Levine is on his way to the Old Bailey. Having been out on bail for over a year, the Operation Doorknock defendants are due in court for sentencing. The paedophile unit expects them all to receive a prison sentence, especially Levine, who they think will get between 10 years and life. Trevor Mellis is not sent to prison. He receives a 2-year suspended sentence and is placed on the sex offenders register for 10 years. Leslie Baldwin is given a 3-year prison sentence and is placed on the sex offenders register for life. Keith Romig is given a 3-year prison sentence and is placed on the sex offenders register for life. Watching Levine arrive at court is Sarah Levine's cousin.
I've come here today to represent myself and my cousin Sarah Levine. I didn't think I'd feel so shocked, but I've just seen Julian and I feel very shaken up by that. I'm so shocked that one little man could ruin so many people's lives.
What sort of justice do you want? What do you expect?
What used to be traditional British justice, which has become tabloid justice.
I'm hoping he'll get life, because that's what he deserves, because he's been doing what he's been doing for a lifetime, and he should go away for the rest of his life, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't think anybody here would disagree with that, apart from him, perhaps.
Tell us the truth. What's the truth?
Will you go and find out?
Tell us now. If you tell us the truth.
I'm sorry. Are you being realistic?
This is your last chance.
No, it's not my last chance.
I don't think we're going to see you
yeah.
this
Well,
case.
you can say what you like. All I'm saying is you do not present the British public. I've got to go. Read that. Scan it. It's important.
Julian Levine is given a 6-year prison sentence and is placed on the sex offenders register for life.
6 years is laughable, really, for a man who's been abusing children for 25 years. It just beggars belief, really. Here you can destroy people's lives. We've had children that we've found who have almost committed suicide because of the abuse. They've broken relationships, divorced, can't maintain a sexual relationship with their partners because of the abuse that they've suffered. And it's really them that are let down, not us. We just do our job, we put the work together and we put it before the court. It's them that have been let down, the victims of this abuse. And I'm upset.
Operation Doorknock is finally at an end. It has taken thousands of man-hours to investigate the suspects, find the victims, and catalogue the 30,000 exhibits. It started with the search of the house of one man. From that day to the sentencing at the Old Bailey, it has been a 2-year operation. Another investigation was to be concluded in a single day. A video received by the unit features a man committing horrific sexual abuse on a young boy. What would start as yet another routine search of a paedophile's home was to end in the discovery of a body.